Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be going over the top 5 most influential demons in Geometry Dash. So again, I want to clarify that this list is just my opinions, and if you disagree with any of them, please, you can just leave a respectful comment in the comments below. Nowadays, there are so many extreme demons coming out, it seems like every other week, but only a very few portion of these actually change the game in a significant way. Many of them are just forgotten as remnants on the top 50 list. So in this video, we're going to be going over the small minority of demons that actually make a difference on the community. Fifth place is a hard spot because I think there are a lot of extreme demons that deserve to be here, but Phobos definitely deserves it more than the others. Phobos was built in late 1.9 and early 2.0. It was verified by CrazyMan50 and was one of his first notable achievements, and is still one of the hardest levels he has beaten. This level quickly jumped to the top of the demons list, only behind levels like Bloodbath at the time. It stood as an incredibly hard achievement for new or upcoming players to beat. This level was important because it really kickstarted CrazyMan's career as not only a player, but a creator, and it would go on to become one of the more popular extreme demons, with many players beating it. And now it is getting its own sequel. Deimos is the unverified sequel to Phobos, and we should be seeing this level verified very soon, as a lot of good progress has been made on it. Yata Garasu has to take the 4th spot. Although the level might not have lived up to the expectations of greatness Riot and the original creating team were hoping for, it definitely made waves in the community when it was verified by Trusta almost a year ago now. Although we now have an official sequel to Bloodbath, Bloodlust, Yata Garasu was supposed to be the spiritual successor to Riot's greatest achievement, Bloodbath. Although the level originally had what it took to become the spiritual successor to Bloodbath, it quickly lost its momentum as it was passed down from verifier to verifier and eventually nerfed. This achievement still stands as one of Trusta's greatest, and the level is still in the top 10 on the demons list, so I can say it definitely still did have an impact when it was finally released. I would say this is primarily because of all the hype and all the time people had been waiting for the level to be released. To see this epic project finally come to a close was a big achievement for the Geometry Dash community. Sonic Wave is one of the most interesting Geometry Dash extreme demons ever made. Even though the level was made almost 3 years ago and verified almost 2 years ago from now, it is still one of the hardest Geometry Dash demons and is in the top 5 spot, outliving even levels like Yata Garasu and Erebus. It is also definitely the second most famous 9 Circles level ever made, only beaten by the original level itself. Not only has Sonic Wave inspired multiple remakes, such as Sonic Wave Infinity and whatever the other 50 are called, but it was also one of Sonic's earliest achievements, proving to the Geometry Dash community that he was a force to be reckoned with. This level deserves the number 3 spot because not only has it stood the test of time, but has also become one of the most famous 9 Circle levels ever made. You all saw this coming. Bloodbath had to be somewhere on this list. Not only because it was one of the hardest extreme demons for such a long time, but it's also probably the most famous user-created Geometry Dash level ever made. If you ask anybody in the Geometry Dash community, they will definitely know what Bloodbath is. Even players who aren't really in the community definitely know what Bloodbath is. When Bloodbath was verified by Riot towards the end of 1.9, it stood unbeaten by anybody else for a staggering 7 months. That's longer than any other extreme demon by a mile. This verification proved that at the time, Riot was definitely the best player in the world by a long shot. Although nowadays Bloodbath is no longer considered a very difficult extreme demon, it still is on the top 50 list and remains as one of the most famous and infamous extreme demons ever made. And that's why it takes the number 2 spot on this list. Although a lot of you probably expected Bloodbath to be on the number 1 spot on this list, I have to give that one to Cataclysm. But before you disagree with me, hear me out on this one. Cataclysm might not be the hardest or the most popular or the most famous, but it's changed the game and set so many standards that I don't think you could even begin to comprehend what it's done for the community. First of all, it popularized the hell theme for Geometry Dash Extreme Demons, and it likely inspired the theme and creation of Bloodbath. So, without Cataclysm, who's to say if Bloodbath would have even existed at all? It was the first extreme demon that resembled any of the modern day ones we have now. Without Cataclysm, the future and fate of Geometry Dash Extreme Demons might be on a totally different course than it is today. Anyway, that'll do it for this list. I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to put a lot more commentary in this one, kind of explain the history, the background, and the implications of some of these levels, so it's not just a dumbed down top 5 list like you normally see. But that being said, if you did enjoy the video, you might consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.